If you own a handgun, whether it's for defense against 2 or 4-legged critters or hunting, whatever, if you own a handgun, you probably own a holster. If you own, well, you might have a couple of holsters. And if you own more than one handgun, you probably have buckets of holsters or whatever. I've got more holsters than I care to think about, but then again, I test guns, so for anything I'm going to carry, I usually buy a holster for it. But I want to talk about the 5 things that I really wish holster manufacturers would do. Some of them are kind of simple, maybe they're just kind of picky. A couple of them are really safety-oriented issues. So stay tuned, we'll talk about the 5 things I wish holster manufacturers would do. Thanks for stopping in while we talk about holsters and some things that I wish holster manufacturers would do. Now, I've got a good collection of holsters here, and I've got them from a variety of sources. I've done a number of videos in the past. I may post a couple of links through here as we go through. My favorite holster manufacturers are still Muddy River Tactical. A couple of issues, though. Well, I won't say issues, but a couple of things that I wish they would do a little bit different. But quick ship, high quality. Kevin and his family and his crew do a great job with Kydex type holsters. I think they've also got a couple leather ones in the line now. And also for something that is polymer on the outside. By the way, I'm going to use I'm going to call it plastic or polymer, even though it's Kydex or Boltron. There are a variety of types of material that you can use for these. I'm going to call them all plastic or polymer. The Garrett Industries makes a hybrid holster, leather on the inside and Kydex or Boltron on the outside. And I certainly like leather holsters, whether it's Craft or Falco or Galco. Falco and Galco sound kind of like, but similar quality, but we'll talk about all of these as I go through. But number one, what I really wish manufacturers would do is at least put their name on the holster. I've got so many holsters in here that I have no idea who even made them. And if I happen to come across something that I like somewhere, whether somebody else is using it or not, and I ask them who made it, and if they don't remember, well, it's usually handy to somewhere look on the inside and see, like Galco says it's made by Galco, okay? Garrett Industries on this one, so it's obviously where it's made. And Muddy River Tactical. Come on, Kevin, I love your products, but at least put an identifier on here. You don't need to get as fancy as the Crucial Concealment that's got it in nice gold that'll probably stay there. Even stamp it in, Speed Bees, something that, or even just a logo like you have on Blade Tech. Something to identify that you're the one who made the holster. Number 2 point is, I want to know what the holster fits. Again, this Galco has a code on it. Now, if I research the code, I might be able to find out what it fits. Oh, it's pretty obvious on this. It's a revolver, but is it for a J frame or is it for a K frame? Is it for something other than a Smith & Wesson? Again, I'd have to check the code, but it does give me at least some hint to go on. Crucial Concealment is, it says right on there that it is specifically for the Staccato C. I like that information. Speed Bees says this is for this Smith & Wesson TRR8. I know what the holster fits. Really good on that. A little harder to find what it fits on this Thor's holster, but you can see it in there. It's for the HK USP Expert, and as long as that doesn't wear off at some point. Blade Tech says in there that this particular one is for the XDS, just stamped in there, real simple. Even if you do like they do on the sticky holster, it's got a size on it. This is a small 2. This one is a small 5. You go to the Sticky Holster website, it'll tell you what those fit. Come on, I want to know what it fits. That's point number 2. Number 3, and this gets into maybe Kevin again. I really got to hand it to Muddy River Tactical. You guys are fantastic. I've had holsters. Sometimes I've ordered on a Friday night from your website, and I've had the holster by Wednesday. You guys are phenomenal. Now you're getting busier, so your quick ship takes just a little bit longer. Some companies have some pre-made holsters that are quick ship, but the holster makers that take 3 months. It does not take 3 months to make a holster. And if your website always says that it's going to take 3 months for delivery, but it only takes a week actually to make the holster from the start to cutting the leather or whatever until it's all finished and ready to go, that means it's way back in the queue, but the queue is always apparently the same length. If you would catch up so that you wouldn't have that long wait period. Then if it's going to take a week to make the holster, give it even 2. Okay, I can understand that, but why is it always 3 months when it doesn't take that long? If the backlog is always the same, then you've got a backlog that you can whittle down and then stay a little bit quicker. So quick ship, I just like to see it, kind of a rant. Some companies have quick ship stuff, or ready-made stuff, kind of one size, well, not one size fits all, but be a little quicker. I know custom made, it's more, it seems more custom if it's going to take you 3 or 4 or 5 months to get the holster. It really only takes a week or so. I've made leather holsters. It doesn't take that long to do it. All right, that's number 3. Number 4 is some sort of adjustability. Now, it's really hard to get adjustability out of a leather holster. Once they're broken in, actually, they'll start to loosen up a little bit after a while. No retention on that one. The hybrid Garrett, this is the Silent Thunder 2.0, and it does leather lined, which I really like. You don't have that clack of a gun going in and out, but it does have adjustability on it, so you can tighten this down and loosen it up. And again, this will fit a couple of different guns. Doesn't say on the back what it's for, although I've marked on it that it's for my EDC X9. TRR8 from Speed Bees does have adjustability on it. I can tighten it down. The same thing with the one from Thor holsters, has some adjustability. I can tighten it down. Also, adjustability in the ride position, the cant position. Again, you can only do so much with leather. I know that DeSantis makes one that's got 2 different slots up here, so you can change it, change your ride angle on it. Kind of hard to do with most leather unless you have multiple slots. The polymer Kydex type holsters, you have a range of adjustability in that, and so along with that, the adjustability in the ride and the tension. I want to be able to adjust both of those. Again, Kydex, you can do that, but my final one was really a safety concern, and that is being able to get a good solid grip on the gun while it's in the holster. Really crucial for concealment. So a while back, I was carrying my Smith & Wesson CSX. By the way, you'll see there's nothing in the magazine, and the gun is in fact unloaded, so it is a safe to display, and I will keep the safety on. So I like the CSX. I still do carry it. I haven't tried the new Smith & Wesson CSX E-Series, but this is the original, and I do carry this a fair amount. I like the way it shoots, and I got this 1791 holster for it, and I had to mark it on that. It's for the CSX, because nowhere on here does it say what gun it's made for. But not a cheap holster either. Good quality leather holster. The gun fits in it nicely. Got good retention. It fits on the belt nicely. It doesn't move around, which is certainly a concern for any kind of concealment. But here's my problem. I can't get a full grip on it. My fingers won't get fully on the gun when the gun is seated in the holster. I just can't do it. So therefore, if this gun is in the holster's on the belt, I grab this firearm, I've got to start to pull, readjust my grip, and then finally pull the firearm. In a self-defense situation, you don't have time to do that. You've got to be able to get a full firing grip on the gun in the holster. I don't know if it'll show on camera or not, but if I back up, and we've got my Smith & Wesson 2.0 compact in the Muddy River Tactical holster, I can get a full grip on this gun in that holster. I can't do it in that 1791 holster. Quality leather, but come on, manufacturers, test it out. Make sure that it works for your intended purpose. Little things like that. If you can't get a full grip, not going to work well for defensive use. So again, whether it's a pocket holster, whether it's polymer, whether it's leather, I don't care, but 5 simple little things that all holster makers ought to do. All right, I guess that's my rant on holsters. And again, I've got so many, I just wish that I knew who made it, what it fits, adjustability if possible, and come on, a little quicker shipping. Kevin out of Muddy River Tactical is certainly setting the industry standard for that. I don't know why everybody else can't follow it. Then finally make sure that it works for the purpose. You can get a full firing grip on it. You can get the gun out when you want, that it does have good retention. Look for quality holsters. Don't cheap out. Don't spend $500 or $5,000 on a gun and cheap out on the holster. Get something that's going to work for it. All right, that's my rant on holsters. Thanks for staying with me.